Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Aftermath. Today, we're going to be talking about the Washington Nationals. Last season, the Washington Nationals, of course, won the World Series. That's great. That's an amazing job. They're super clutch last season, and I'm really looking forward to how they do this season. Last season, they went 93-69. They're 4 games back from the Atlanta Braves, who went 97-65. So they're really close to just finishing the top of their division, but of course they made it to the wild card and won the wild card, so that's perfect. They signed 3 good players in Eric Thames, Starlin Castro, and Will Harris. I'm going to hop into Will Harris' stats right now. So let's go over those stats. He's a rotation pitcher from the Houston Astros. They just signed him recently in the free agency market. He has 60 innings pitched with 42 hits, 62 strikeouts, 14 base on balls, 6 homers, and a 1.50 ERA. I think that those stats are phenomenal. I think that he's going to have more innings pitched. I think he's going to give a little bit more hits because I think he's going to have much more innings pitched. But besides that, I think that he's going to be really good with the Washington Nationals. I think that those strikeouts are going to go up a lot. Of course, he had more than one strikeout an inning. He had 14 base on balls, 6 homers, and a 1.50 ERA. That ERA is super, super good. He killed it last season. I think that that's going to be a huge factor for the Nationals this season if he can keep that up. I think that that is so good. I think that that's great. I'm looking forward to see how he does with the Nationals. I think that he's going to go later in the innings for them. I think he's really just going to shut it down if Strasburg does well, and of course Max Scherzer does well. And then there's Starlin Castro, who has 636 at bats, 68 runs, 172 hits, 86 RBIs, 28 base on balls, 22 homers, 111 strikeouts with .270 average with a .300 on base percentage. So there's a lot to talk about with this. He has plenty of at bats, of course, but only 68 runs. So that's a bit disappointing there. But 172 hits, that's pretty good. 86 RBIs, that's pretty good as well. 28 base on balls, excuse me. I think that he's going to be a little bit more feared with the Washington Nationals. I think that with Miami, I think that he didn't do that well, but I think that he's going to do a lot better with the Washington Nationals than he did last season. 22 homers, he kind of surprises me with how much power he has. I don't see him much of a power guy, but he does have a lot of pop in that bat, so I think that he's going to do well. I think that that's really good. I'm looking forward to seeing how he does with them. But that 270 average, he gets on about a little bit more than a fourth of the time, so that's all right. If he can get up to maybe like a third of the time, maybe that would be good. But if not, I think that that's fine. If he can get on a 300 average, I think that would be good. But a .30 on base percentage, that's really good. That's great. As long as he just gets on base, I think that the offense will just do the rest with players like Trey Turner and Eric Thames, just players like that. They have such a good team, I think, and I think that that's going to be good for them. So anyway, we're going to hop into Eric Thames' stats right now. I think he was probably one of the better ones out of the bunch this time. I think that the Nationals have been very, very good in signing him here. I think that that was a great deal, and I'm looking forward to see how he does over there. I think Milwaukee, he was held back a little bit. I think that he was a little bit far down there in the order. If he could have been a little bit up higher, I think that that would have been good. He's got 396 at-bats last season, 67 runs, 98 home runs, 61 RBIs, 51 base on balls, 25 homers, 140 strikeouts, a .47 average with a .346 on base percentage. Now these are very similar to Starlin Castro's stats, except for the at bats. He has just about half of Starlin Castro's at bats. So if he can get a few more at bats, I think he's going to have a phenomenal season. Maybe have a 30 home run season, and his average I think is going to go up this season. Of course, I think that he's definitely a power hitting first baseman. He's a pretty good defensive first baseman. He's not the fastest first baseman, but of course, if you play first base, then you don't really need to be very fast. But I'm looking forward to see how he does with the Nationals. I think he's going to do really well. He did really well with the Milwaukee Brewers last season, so I'm hoping for the best for him. So now we're going to talk about the Nationals re-signing Steven Strasburg, Asdrubal Cabrera. So they re-signed Steven Strasburg, their World Series MVP, so I think that's good. I'm looking forward to see how they do with that. I think that was a great decision. I think it definitely came down to Anthony Rendon or Steven Strasburg for them. But, of course, Rendon went to the Angels, which is, I think, a huge downgrade for them. But I think that these 3 new guys are going to do much better for them. I'm not saying that Anthony Rendon didn't do well for them. He did phenomenal with them. But I think these guys are going to do well. I think that they made the right choice getting Steven Strasburg. I think that their rotation is going to be much better this season with the addition of Will Harris. So I think that that's good. And then you have Asdrubal Cabrera. I don't think he was that big of a deal last season. He played a little bit of second base. Of course, him and Howie Kendrick kind of switched off there a little bit. But I think that worked out well for them, and I'm looking forward to see how they do this season. That's going to be all for today's video. If you did like it, please hit the like button. If you like all my videos, please subscribe. And have a good day. Bye.